I was with Saddam, face to face. So many things went through my mind, what to do, what to do. I told him, you killed the Iraqis, you killed the children, you are against God. And he said, I'm Saddam, I'm still the president. Millions of Iraqis wish for that day to come and they see Saddam captured, and he's in my hands. This is a dream come true to me. I want to prove it to the world. I was born and raised in Iraq, 1970, in Nasiriyah in the south of Iraq. I left the country when I was 20 years old. The reason I left because I was involved with the uprising during the Gulf War, 1991.
Samir was among tens of thousands of Iraqi Shia Muslims driven into exile after the 1991 Gulf War. It was a stark choice for anyone who'd taken part in the Shia uprising that followed the war. Leave home and survive, or stay and risk death. By the early spring of 1991, Saddam had looked beaten. His invasion of Kuwait had been repulsed with almost indecent ease by an American-led coalition. Encouraged by the West, the Shia cities of southern Iraq erupted in rebellion against decades of oppression.
We thought it's a perfect time to change Saddam's regime. So we went with the uprising against Saddam, but we couldn't make it. We couldn't get any help from anywhere. So we had to leave the country.
Western assistance never came, and the Shia uprising was crushed within weeks, with estimates of between 25 and 100,000 dead. This footage, recorded in Samir's home city of Nasiriyah, contains graphic evidence of what happened to those who stayed. The man in the heavy coat was Saddam's cousin, Ali Hassan al-Majid. Better known in the West as Chemical Ali, he had directly ordered the mass murder of Kurds. Samir's escape from all this was the beginning of a long, painful journey into exile.
We were thousands of us in the refugee camp in Saudi Arabia. I had to live there for 3.5 years in a tent, middle of the desert. It was a bad experience for me. It's really hard to live in a tent, not knowing what your future is. Pretty much we lost hope.
In 1994, Samir was finally accepted as a political refugee by the United States. Then in 2003, America led the invasion of Iraq.
I asked if I can help as a fighter or a soldier or anything to go and help. And the only thing it was open, the position for me is to be as a translator.
12 years after he was forced from his homeland, Samir would return and get his revenge. On a cold December night in 2003, he's part of a US Special Forces team in pursuit of Saddam Hussein. The US Army in Iraq has a lead on a fugitive. Codename, High Value Target 1. Tonight they will try to capture him.
My brigade commander, Colonel Jim Hickey, came to me that morning and laid out for me that we'd gotten this information. We did a good look at the forces available, and we had a discussion of what forces he would need to execute this. He went back and looked at a plan and came back to me about 2 hours later, laid out the plan for me, and the plan was to go in that evening. And we called it Operation Red Dawn.
Okay, one more time. We're here, just off Highway 24. We'll set the outer perimeter here. We have 8 Apaches airborne.
We had a pretty good assessment of where our objective area was, and within that area, we designated 2 specific points. The first one was entitled Wolverine 1, the second one Wolverine 2, simply so we can communicate to one another.
Right, so we're hitting the targets from here.
Saddam Hussein has eluded the Americans for almost 9 months. But with Iraq in deepening crisis, his capture has now become an urgent priority. The invasion had seemed to be over so quickly. It all began on the 20th of March, 2003. But by the 9th of April, American troops were at the gates of Baghdad. For a few brief weeks, the atmosphere was one of heady celebration. President George W. Bush declared the conflict over.
Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed. The tyrant has fallen, and Iraq is free.
But then the insurgency began. Coalition troops were now in a war of attrition against an invisible enemy. As the chaos grew, many Iraqis remained convinced that Saddam Hussein was directing the insurgency and could still regain power.
I always sensed widespread fear of Saddam Hussein. And I felt that within my area, if he could be killed or captured, it would dramatically reduce the tension of the people living in my area. And that was my aim, was to achieve a stability within my area of operation. That was my mission.
Only 3 people know Saddam's exact hiding place tonight. 2 of them are acting as his minders. They're the sons of a Saddam loyalist in the small farming town of Ad-Dur, close to the dictator's home city of Tikrit. The other is Saddam's personal bodyguard. His name is Mohammed Ibrahim Omar al-Muslit. 2 nights earlier, Muslit had been captured in Baghdad by the Americans. Samir, now working as an interpreter for American Special Forces, has been brought in to translate during Muslit's interrogation.
First, he lied to us about Saddam. He lied about where Saddam is. But we have information. We put him on the spot. He knew he couldn't lie anymore because we have a picture on a satellite. We brought the map and he located the farm on the map. He showed a farm called Ad-Dur.
He knew the guy we picked up was a guy who was very, very close to Saddam Hussein and should have good information. What we didn't know if he was telling us the truth, if he was putting us on a wild goose chase.
He started crying and he said, "Don't kill me. I will take you to Saddam before it gets too late. Let's go now."
I guess I would say I took the information. We took it very seriously, obviously, when we executed the mission. But if you told me I thought we were going to capture Saddam Hussein that specific night, I would have told you 50-50 chance.
The first stage in Operation Red Dawn begins.
about 600 people, tanks, Bradleys, attack helicopters, ground infantry. Colonel Hickey briefed me. I added a little bit more aviation because I wasn't quite happy. We then approved the plan for execution that evening.
Farmland and orchards just north of Ad-Dur are sealed off in a huge and well-rehearsed military maneuver. No one will be able to move in or out of a wide perimeter.
We had tanks and helicopters and forces that are ready to fight. I think they thought it's going to be a battle. It was a lot of forces, a lot of forces.
We cordoned off about a 2-kilometer by 4-kilometer area, and then we made sure we had supporting aircraft, which in this case was attack helicopters, to also make sure we'd have good eyes if somebody was trying to break out of the cordon.
Inside the cordon are the targets, the 2 farmhouses known as Wolverines 1 and 2. The 4th Infantry Division is expecting to encounter fierce resistance from well-organized Saddam loyalists.
We had thought that he would have a warning system of individuals who would be out a couple kilometers that would warn him that something was going on, and then there'd be some sort of an escape that would occur. So we had riverine blockage because this was right along the Tigris River, so they couldn't escape by boat down the Tigris River.
Lieutenant Colonel Steve Russell is in charge of blocking any escape along the River Tigris, which runs close to the 2 farmhouses.
I was told to have all of my forces ready for action. And when the raid actually did go down, we had a blocking position just opposite the Tigris River.
As well as the huge advantages of night vision, the entire outer cordon is visible only to the Americans, using a sophisticated digital tracking system which plots all of their positions.
The 4th Infantry Division was equipped with a digital technology, and it did allow us to assemble forces very quickly on a certain location. That helped a great deal, because if something went down, we could just go assemble on one another very quickly. You could see it on the map and you just go to it.
Waiting at an abandoned barn just outside Ad-Dur, the attack force for tonight's raid is a special operations unit known as Task Force 121. With them is Muslit, Saddam's personal bodyguard. The translator is Samir. He is now just a few kilometers from his tormentor of 12 years ago. With the outer perimeter sealed, the attack force moves in.
When you think about Saddam Hussein, the dictator, the killer, the criminal, the man who ruined his country for 35 years. I lived my life in Iraq for 20 years, and I know what happened to my country, what happened to my own people, for the family I lost, for the friend, for the neighbors being executed during Saddam's regime.
Colonel Hickey moves up with the Special Forces as they head towards what he believes will be Saddam Hussein's last hiding place.
That particular evening, we had as good a chance as we ever had, if not better. The information was quite good. And what else do you do on a Saturday night in Tikrit?
Sergeant John Iverson is a driver for a small support unit that will form a protected inner perimeter for the Special Forces.
When we left from the staging area, it was a clear night. We had no problems with any of our equipment or our night vision glasses, which normally arise when you have not enough illumination at night or maybe too much. It just seemed to be one of those nights where nothing could go wrong equipment-wise or weather-wise. What happened is I was first vehicle behind the Special Forces Operations Grouping. Our instructions were simple. We were to follow them. They will move into a location. When they move into a location, we will set our perimeter. At that point, all the other vehicles in our convoy behind us went and set in their positions.
General, Wolverine 1 and Wolverine 2 are clear. No sign of HVT 1. Yeah, we got one more place to check out.
When I got a call from Colonel Hickey, and he told me, we've finished Wolverine 1, Wolverine 2, and we haven't found anything. Now time had elapsed. It gave people time to move around, to maybe understand we were out there. My thought that we were going to get them that evening did diminish quite a bit.
Next to the Tigris River, and midway between Wolverines 1 and 2, is a desolate farm building, barely fit for human habitation. With Wolverines 1 and 2 yielding nothing, the only other place that might conceal Saddam is the nearby farm building. But in the dark, the route to it is a difficult one, through a complex maze of tracks. Even Muslit is unsure.
Aye. Yamin. Go right. ولا يمين؟ هات. أنا بعرف. طالع. يمين. لا لا يسار. I need an answer now. لازم يعرف هذا. طالع كيف؟ ما أقدر أشوف. شمال. Go left.
There's so many dirt roads, we don't know which one we take. And he was like, keep telling us this one, no, the other one, no, this one, the other one. They got really upset about him, and they would start yelling at him, and when they yell, I have to yell.
You should be able to see the farm by now. Where the hell is it? وين المزرعة؟ مش مزرعة هو، وين المزرعة؟ ما تقدر أشوف. باب النظور لك، باب النظور. بعد ما تقدر. نانا. There's six over there. Go right.
We kind of slowed down, and we stopped a little bit. Then we start moving, and they start screaming at him. And for some reason, he just took us to the right way.
Sergeant John Iverson occupies a position just 50 meters away from the farm building.
My gunner scanned through his sighting system to make sure that our sector was clear. By that time, I had already seen that they had entered the compound area. I don't really know what was happening inside the compound, but I remember my gunner kicked me, told me that there was someone moving around in the orchard next to us. I looked out with my night vision, and I saw that there was someone who was coming out. My truck commander told me snatch him up, so I went out with my night vision. Snatched him up, detained him, and notified my commander. We called it up. It turned out later on that that man drove the taxi cab whenever he needed to maneuver around.
Although there are signs that this crude farm building had been inhabited tonight, it looks like another dead end.
We got nothing, boss. Okay. Let's get Samir to talk to our new friend.
Samir, we need you.
Where is Saddam? كلم وين صدام. كلم وين صدام.
ايه أنا ما أعرف وين صدام. ليه بيكون هني؟
كلم لك وين صدام. كلم.
والله صدام مو موجود.
They're both lying, boss.
We tried so many things for these guys to make them talk, to tell us where Saddam. We gave them a chance to tell us where Saddam is. They lied to us.
ما اقدر احكي ريقي ناشف اعطيني مي.
Right, he's got to tell us where Saddam is. وين صدام؟ احنا نعرف صدام وجهنا، تكلم.
صدام مو هني. مين يقول لك صدام هني؟ اللي يقول لك صدام هني يكذب عليك.
انت تكذب.
القوات الامريكيه كانوا هني مرتين يدوروا ما يلاقوا حدا، ما يلاقوا صدام. ماكو صدام هني.
وين الخندق؟
ماكو خندق. ماكو صدام.
تكلم وين صدام؟ تكلم وين صدام؟ اكو خندق هنا انا اعرف. وين الخندق؟
ماكو صدام هني.
وين صدام؟ احنا نعرف صدام وجهنا، تكلم. تكلم وين صدام؟ اكو خندق هنا انا اعرف. وين الخندق؟
فين؟ ماكو خندق.
هنا وين؟
لازم اخذك عليه، لازم اوريك اياه.
He said to take us to the bunker.
Okay, let's go.
طيب وين البنكر؟ يلا شوف.
Inside that farm, it's all trees, orange trees. I think the reason he took us inside there because the forces, they were standing on top of that bunker. He tried to walk us away from that place.
وين؟ كلم وين الخندق؟
هذا هو الخندق.
وين هذا هو؟
هني حوالينا كلها هذا هو الخندق.
لا تكذب، وين الخندق؟ كلم لك. وين الخندق؟ وين هني؟
هذا هو.
وين؟
هذا هو اللي يسميه الخندق.
وين هذا هو؟ وين؟
He said, this is the bunker. It was like, what do you mean this is the bunker? He just like pointed to the trees. He said, this is what we call a bunker. This is the bunker. Man.
What's he saying? He's trying to say that's a bunker.
Where?
وين؟ وين الخندق؟ شاوني. وينه؟
كله محل ما احنا هني.
Among those trees, it says in Iraq, that's what we call a bunker.
What?
I think he's lying.
I guessed. We don't have time for this.
We scared him of the dog to make him talk. I punched him in the face. I was like shaking him up and down. You know, you have a chance to tell us where Saddam is.
كذاب! ها! نتكلم كذاب! هذا آخر فرصة لك، قل لي وين صدام؟ لو ما قلت راح نلاقيه، هذا آخر فرصة لك، بروح تشوف أهلك، تكلم معاي.
This is going nowhere. Let's get back to Muslim.
He didn't tell us where Saddam is. We had to go back to the bodyguard. That's only hope we have. I was kind of disappointed. I mean, we're here to capture Saddam. Where Saddam is, this is the time we need to get Saddam out. And so far, there's nothing.
صدام موجود هنا، احنا نعرف، لا تكذب. لا تكذب، قول وين صدام. انا الاقي الخندق، الاقي صدام، واذا ما تقول لي راح اقتلك. قول لي الحين هذا آخر فرصة لك تكلم.
أنا ما أعرف وين صدام، ما أعرف وينه، يمكن محمد يعرف.
تقول الخندق هنا حاطه بالخريطة. اتكلم. وين الخندق؟ تكلم!
Where's Saddam? Tell us now. Show us the bunker.
تكلم!
الخندق هنا.
وين هنا؟
He said, that's the bunker you guys stand on. We asked him, are you sure? He said, yes. We walked him in, and he pointed exactly where is the door. And he tapped with his feet on the ground, and he said, dig in here. When they pulled that cover, I saw that hole. I couldn't believe it. We used to see Saddam on TV, the hero, the man, the powerful man, the scary man, the man who built like thousands of palaces. Just no way, I just believe he's in that hole, a small, dirty hole. There is no way Saddam is here. The bodyguard is lying.
Okay, light it up. لا تقتلني! لا ترمي! لا ترمي! لا تقتلني! Samir, come and talk to him. Tell him to come out before he gets killed. Tell him we want to see both hands up.
بدك اطلع. ارفع ايدك.
They pull me back. They let me go talk to him for a second, to tell him to come out. And then they pull me back. I think the reason because they don't want nothing to happen. Maybe Saddam pull a gun and fire, or like he was gonna commit a suicide, or like a bomb is gonna come out of that hole. And for some reason, I didn't thought about it. Just Saddam is near, the man who destroyed my life. I want to see him. I want to pull him out.
Boss, please let me talk to him.
Okay, be careful. Tell him I want to see both hands up.
رويني ايديك، ايديك الثنتين. لا تخاف كل شيء يكون زين، رويني ايدك.
لا ترمي! لا ترمي!
زين اطلع حتى لا تموت. ارفع ايديك حتى تبقى حي. لا تخاف كل شيء يكون زين، رويني ايديك الثنتين.
Tell him to put his other hand up.
حط ايدك الثانية بعد.
For some reason, he thought we want his left hand. He put his right hand down, and he just with the right left hand up. And I told him no, both hands.
حط ايدك برا. ايديك الثنتين. Got him. I got him. Come on. Come
I'm not gonna forget that moment, the way Saddam looked when we pulled him out. He started saying in English, America, why? That's Saddam's sound. He looked so old and so tired. He looked so scared and shaken. He was hair all over, long beard, long hair. When some guys, they grabbed him from his hair, his hair was greasy. I think God knows how many times he never took a shower. He looked terrible.
That's him, that's Saddam.
Ask him his name.
That's Saddam.
Ask him.
Chiswick!
أنا صدام.
And he said, I'm Saddam. And they asked me to tell him, what's Saddam? Ask him Saddam what? We need to say his full name.
Ask him Saddam what?
What?
Ask him!
قول لهم اسمك شنو صدام شو؟ قول!
He said, I'm Saddam Hussein. When I told the guys, Saddam Hussein, that moment, just everybody got freaked.
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah! All right!
I still couldn't believe that man, how he pulled him out of that hole. The man I was born and raised, see him on TV and calling himself the hero. And it was so easy to capture him. He wants to stay alive. And I was looking to Al-Muslim and he was not happy. The way he looked in his face, he was not happy. He was kind of like upset.
Tell him President Bush sent us to get his f***ing ass.
And I told him what the guy told me to tell him. And he was not happy about it. He said, my shoes. In Arabic culture, when you say my shoes, it's unrespectful. He said, my shoes, it's better than you and your family and your country. That was his response to this Special Forces guy.
121 to command. HVT-1 is in custody. Repeat, HVT-1 is in custody. Over.
The million of Iraqis wish for that day to come and they see Saddam dying or captured. And he's in my hand. Just so many things went through my mind, what to do. I thought about to kill him at that night. For some reason, I couldn't do it. I want Saddam to be alive on TV, to show us to the world, to show it to the Iraqis. This is the coward man.
انت دمرت بلدي. وين وعدك قلتها على التلفزيون؟ انت تقول تبي تحارب قوات التحالف. انت ما سويت شيء، انت جبان. وين الجيش تاعك؟ وين قوات التحالف؟ وين الشعب؟ جحر.
أنا عندي الشعب اللي يحارب على مودي. العراقيون الأبطال أعظم العراقيين. هيحاربوا الأمريكان؟ هيحاربوا لأني أني صدام حسين. أني رئيس العراق. وأنت لا تحشى وياي بهالطريقة.
I want him to feel like he's no one, he's nobody. The same way he made us feel for many years.
انت خرية.
لا تحشى وياي بهالطريقة. أنت لا شيء. أنت خائن. أنت جاسوس. أنت مو عراقي.
انت قتلت شيعة، قتلت الأكراد، دمرت بلدي.
أنا ما دمرت هذا البلد. الأمريكان سووا. أني صدام حسين. العراقيين الزين يعرفوني، مو أنت مو زين. أنت لا تسوى شيء.
I had to punch him in the face. I punched him a couple times in the face. with some kicking in the face and in the head, and he started bleeding from his mouth. And to make him stop telling me I'm a traitor, I'm a spy. The forces told me to stop hitting him anymore.
Search him!
When we found that pistol, we had to pull some clothes out of him to make sure he's not have a bomb or anything connected to his belt. He didn't use that pistol. He's not even willing to use his pistol to fight. It was Saddam Hussein.
كذب علي يقول ماكو صدام ماكو خندق هذا صدام كاهو كذاب
أنا ما كنت أعرف وين صدام. محمد بس كان يعرف وينه.
Okay, get him up. Let's get him dressed.
For some reason that night I have a different feeling. Something gonna happen. I took my camera with me.
Boss, this is a dream come true for me. Please let me take a picture.
We can't do that, Samir.
I want to prove to the world, this is the coward man, this is Saddam, how we put him out. I need to take a picture with Saddam.
I have to take a picture with Saddam. Please let me take a picture.
You got a camera? Okay, quick.
Inside that bunker, they found a green box. It was cash money in that box, $750,000 US. It was so dark that night. In Iraq, one thing you love, the sky is so clear and you can see every single star in the sky. It's beautiful, beautiful. For some reason, Saddam was looking to the sky, looking right and left, looking to the palm trees. I was looking at him.
تشوف النجوم والسماء الحلوة؟ تشوف النجوم والسمو اللي فوق؟ عمرك ما هتشوفهم بعد هيك. راح احطك في سرير في كيوبا لاخر يوم في حياتك، انت تستاهل هذا.
ما انظر للنجوم، انظر لله.
انت ما تعرف الله. تقتل الاطفال والنساء والكبار. مش حرام عليك؟ انت ما تعرف الله.
أني صدام، الله يحبني.
He said, God loved me, and I'm Saddam Hussein. I'm a good man, and people know who Saddam is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Saddam Hussein was captured Saturday, December 13th at about 8:30 p.m. local.
This is Saddam as he was being given his medical examination today.
Saddam had this quality about him that people believed that he was almost invincible. In fact, the way he gave up and didn't fight and gave himself up to us right away was against everything he told everybody else to do. I think forever that probably tarnished Saddam Hussein in the eyes of all Iraqis.
This is the man I left my country for. This is the man I haven't seen my family for 13 years. Because of him, we got him. We got Saddam. To me, it was, I think, a special feeling because sometimes I think I'm just a victim of Saddam. So.